We asked our volunteer editor team questions about editing on the Interstellar Show.
What editing software do you use?
I use Clipchamp and CapCut because I really like the different features that they offer, and it makes editing a lot easier, and they're both free to use.
For me, Clipchamp. It's completely free and actually quite simple to use. I love how easy it is to add stickers and effects, and I've been using it since I first started editing.
I used to use CapCut, but now I use InShot, both of which are free.
I personally use Adobe's Premiere Rush since it's free, but it was kind of confusing when I started using it.
I use CapCut, which is a free editing software on most mediums. However, a lot of the advanced features are pay to use.
I personally use Clipchamp or OpenShot. I prefer Clipchamp, but it comes with its slight issues and lags. But they are both free to use.
What have you most enjoyed about being an editor?
I really like the silly bloopers that the voice actors have when they forget lines or leave little messages to us editors or have really crazy technical difficulties. They always make it so funny to edit.
Being able to find bloopers and behind the scene moments that are usually cut out of videos. Sometimes I've had to cut out entire rounds of games because they just don't fit, but being able to watch them and see any funny technical issues or jokes I wouldn't otherwise have seen is definitely really fun.
I enjoy adding sound effects due to the silliness.
It's so fun seeing the behind the scenes and seeing how the voice actors act. Gotta be the most enjoyable thing.
I like being able to see the behind the scenes bloopers from the raw recordings that I wouldn't get to see otherwise.
Generally, the actual process of it itself, but just going through and cutting it and being able to see the progress and see that you are actually putting dents into the video to bring out a full video is always very satisfying.
What's your favorite video that you've edited?
My favorite will always be the first episode ever on the channel, which is the 2 scary games with Pisces and Taurus. It's very funny, very entertaining, and it was very exciting to see the show kind of build off of that.
It was actually the first video I ever edited, the Interstellars try acting in Acting Anarchy. There were so many moments I wish I could have included in the full thing, but just couldn't because of time.
The Leo and Cancer Ultimate Custom Night because of the death count.
I loved editing the DTI video that came out recently with Taurus and Pollux, mainly because it was pretty easy to edit, but it also was funny.
I'll go with Night on a Town, which was the second roleplay episode done on the channel. Simply because this one took a lot of effort to work through.
I've done a few, I don't remember. A lot of them blur into one. Typically any of the big group ones, I love the big groups.
What are some challenges you've overcome while editing?
Challenge for me was always cutting it down. Sometimes I'd have to cut out whole rounds or minutes upon minutes of different things that were still good and entertaining, just not as entertaining, but at least they were used in bloopers and special behind the scenes after the fact.
The biggest challenge for me was definitely when I had to edit a double POV for the first time. It's not the hardest thing when you know what you're doing, but when it was my first time, it was definitely a challenge. Thankfully, we have an awesome team of editors, and one was able to hop on call and talk me through what I should do.
The PNG animation we used to do, it was such a challenge, especially on CapCut, but I got used to it and it was a lot easier on InShot.
So when editing one of the Lethal Company videos, one of the POVs didn't have audio, so I had to work around it, and I spent like 3 hours lining up the POV that did have audio with the POV that didn't have audio. It was so annoying, but I managed to do it.
I've found a lot of tricks through being an editor which have helped me skip through tedious tasks such as switching POVs.
Definitely the PNGs. When we used to hand edit PNGs, and sometimes we still do, I love doing it. It feels like its own little art form and animation, but they are the most tedious and long-winded things at times.
What are some tips you found helpful while learning how to edit? I definitely suggest taking breaks in between. Going and going and going can make you lose your mind a little bit. I like to sit down and draw a little bit to regain my sanity after a long day of editing.
Taking breaks is the most important thing. If you try edit the whole video in one go, you might miss things or get tired of the video altogether. Taking breaks means you can come back with a fresher mindset and be able to actually enjoy the process of editing and the video itself much more.
I found the replace images on InShot to be really helpful since you don't have to resize anything. Also, cutting down the video first before adding sound effects.
A huge tip I found helpful is to not procrastinate. Trust me on this. Always edit when you have the footage, because I cannot tell you the amount of times I've edited a couple of hours right before the deadline because I completely forgot to edit a video.
When switching POVs, I've made sure that when you're switching the POVs that whoever has the more visually interesting screen, you want to stick to them. You would want to see a better view of Castor bickering with Leo rather than Pollux running in circles in the void, if that makes sense.
Don't be picky. You know, the episodes have to meet we tend to try and aim for, 20 minutes. There is so much that we want to be able to show the gameplays, but also finding the good range and adjust your sound effect.
Are you looking to join the editor team on the Interstellar show? Well, you're in luck. We have many volunteer positions open. Editors edit miscellaneous videos and blooper reels with up to 2 weeks to finish a video. You'll be in rotation with other editors, and raw recordings are usually between 40 minutes to an hour. A few rules before we start is you must be 14 or older to apply, you must have Discord, and you must be willing to work with a few other staff. And the biggest one of all is you must be able to communicate freely. We must be notified if you're unable to complete a certain job, so we have about a week's notice to give the job to someone else. That way no one's scrambling around to try and finish a video. And most important of all is you must be kind and respectful to your fellow staff. No AI. We don't like AI here. If you are interested still in applying, then you can actually find the link in the description, sites.google.com/theinterstellarshow/home. This website will take you to a whole hub of information and what you need to know about applying to work at the Interstellar Show. This has editors, artists, and voice actors, and all the other roles that we are looking for here at the Interstellar Show. I hope to see you there.